Goody bong. All right, here we are. Beginning of day 5, we started at Woody Gap. We stayed overnight in a hotel. The temperatures got down to 12 degrees last night. We really weren't equipped for that. So we stayed in a hotel, Holiday Inn Express, very nice. Bed was comfortable, best pillow I've had in a long time. And food was awesome. We went into town, had pizza. I got some of that on the previous video, I think, or something. I don't know. I was going to recap a little bit, but I'll do that later. Here we are. Let me turn this camera around. The first hike in from Woody Gap, we walk up this mountain. What we see, walk up here. And my buddy, my nephew Craig, and my friend Jeremy. And this is what we got. Just another day on the trail. Beautiful scenery here. And again, I know the camera doesn't really do it justice, but man, it's beautiful. So life is good right now. I will say that we saw 2 young ladies hit the trail yesterday afternoon at Woody Gap, and boy, I tell you, I don't think they were prepared or anything, and I'm sure they got right off the trail, because you do have to prepare. You got to have your stuff organized. You got to be in shape. It's a rigorous trail, so hope they're okay. They look like extremely novice. Anyway, the people out here are fantastic. Craig and I are having a great time. Our bodies are intact. Got some moleskin on both my big toes, no big deal, caught it early. Craig had a little bit of Achilles heel tension, so he wrapped it last 2 days, still doing good. No injuries, nothing. We're doing great. So thanks for checking in. We'll talk in a little bit. And in case you didn't notice, my face is red and puffy. I think it's the wind or the sun or both. We'll see. All right. I'm not sure how this will come out on camera, but these things are really cool looking. This is ice. It sort of comes out in these little long stems. And it's just fascinating. Anyway, I don't think the camera does it justice, but those little ice crystals are all around. And even more fascinating is Craig. All right, so this is rounding down day 5. Craig and I built a little fire. We are at a shelter, and this is Woodhole Shelter. And over here is my 22-year-old tent that I bought for hiking, and this is a REI walrus tent. It's kind of nice, has the rain fly shelter, and then the door right here, and plenty of room to sleep. It's a 2-person tent, but I love it. It's not all that heavy, so it's good. Craig's got his little 1-man tent here, and at these shelters we generally have hikers coming in, which we do, and then we have that thing, that metal box over there is a food box to prevent the bears from getting your food. It also allows us to not have to hang our food from a tree to prevent the bears from getting it. And then off in the distance down there is the privy, which is basically a toilet seat with a bucket under it, and it's a lot better than shitting in the woods. All right, that was supposed to be PG. It's a lot better than going bathroom in the woods. So kind of nice to be. All right, there I am. So looks like my face is still puffy. A lot of sun and wind today. So I just wanted to recap real quick with day 3. Was a horrible day. It was really rough, but it was really fun at the same time because we persevered and we made it through. But we started out with freezing temperatures in the morning, and we just immediately got up, started hiking because we were cold, and it was the only thing we could do to get warm. And then so I left without any breakfast, and then I was just really burnt out because it was a lot of heavy hills, really cold, and high winds. And that was the day 3, when I had all those thoughts about, like, what am I doing? Why am I out here? In the morning there. And then it kind of smoothed out, and then in the afternoon we just pushed further. So we did a total of almost 12 miles that day, but we wanted to get to, I don't know, it was from Stover Creek to almost Gooch Gap, but we wanted to do a camping site right before Gooch Gap. So we made it later on in the day, and of course that night was even colder, so it's been below freezing every night. Maybe not the first night, but every night it goes below freezing, and then you know, you wake up and it's just super chill. Now last night we opted to get off the trail and go stay in a hotel, and that was simply due to my own human fragility. I knew it was going to get down in the teens. My equipment is for basically the 20s, and there were high winds, and you know, we're elevated on the mountains, and I just didn't want to risk it, so neither did Craig. So we went into town and we took Jeremy with us. We all had a hotel room, and then this morning we got up back to Woody Gap, hiked in here. It's only 6.5 miles to this shelter here, and this shelter is just prior to Blood Mountain. Blood Mountain's a pretty big hike, and we're gonna hike that tomorrow. It's only 5 miles into Neal's Gap, and then we're gonna stay in Neal's Gap because, again, of my own human fragility. I don't know what it is, but my first week I just didn't want to hike in the rain, and it's gonna rain over the weekend, so we're gonna hang out in Neal's Gap. Craig's got some equipment swapping out to do. I just have one little minor purchase. I want some what do you call it, trash compactor bags, because I want my stuff in those bags so that if it's raining hard, at least it's, you know, my pack. I have a pack cover, but stuff still gets wet on the edges, and I don't want my sleeping bag getting wet. So I'm gonna get some of those trash compactor bags to augment the security of my clothing and my sleeping gear. So overall, this is amazing and fantastic, and I'm loving it. There are certain challenges along the way, and when you overcome them, everything becomes I don't know, you feel good about having persevered and having challenged yourself and made it through. And so it's really cool to be out here. It's very different, you know. It's odd that we have technology to come out here and communicate, but it also makes it kind of unique and fun too. So I just want to say thank you to my friends and family and the people that are showing up to say hi on YouTube. I really appreciate the encouragement. It is a fascinating ride. The most interesting thing of all is the people we meet. You know, we meet just all kinds of cool people. Now Jeremy been hiking with us for a couple of days, and we had all three sort of got split up by a little bit. I was ahead quite a bit. Jeremy was in between, and Craig was in the back. I came down the path to get to this shelter, and I think Jeremy started going up Blood Mountain. Craig came down to the shelter, so I texted Jeremy. So he was already halfway up, so he's up there tonight. We'll meet him tomorrow and stay in Neal's Gap he's going to stay one night with us. So there's a couple other guys there. If you remember Scuba Steve, the little dog, Brian and Lance are going to be in Neal's Gap, so we're looking forward to hanging with them again. They're really good guys. Seem like a lot of fun. So we have a group of people here now. Craig and I have been here for 2 hours. Nobody was here. We built a fire, set up camp, relaxed, had food, talked a lot, and so yeah, it's been really nice. And now we've got 5 other people here now. Everybody seems nice. It's always cool to have other people and hear their story, and just makes it for a human interest story is interesting, you know, on the trail. It's so many personalities. I met a couple young guys that were just out of high school, 2 kids, and it was cool because they have the same really bright yellow jacket and really bright blue packs, and they're both just cranking it out. And I caught up to them today for a little bit and talked to them, but they're fresh out of high school and hiking the Appalachian Trail. It's really cool. It is a big undertaking because just surviving is, you know, the first week. I think, you know, the approach trail from the falls is the hardest. That's the hardest section we've been on. So that's like a in-your-face introduction to being on the trail. And then of course Sassafras Mountain was really difficult, and Sassafras was on that cold, windy day. It was tough. So Blood Mountain's gonna be a piece of cake tomorrow. We're kind of getting in shape already. My feet are doing pretty good. I got my big toe on the left and my big toe on the right are wrapped in moleskin because I felt, you know, a little bit of blister coming on. Other than that, man, I'm so fortunate. I have no physical ailments, no problems. Just that burning in the muscles when you're climbing up a hill. Thank you for commenting, Evan from Evan's Backpacking, I think it is. And there's been a few others. I appreciate people saying stuff. Charlotte, Craig is awesome. Tell Mike, he's just a super pleasure to be with out here. He's really fun, and it's nice getting to know him. And Patty, thank you for your encouragement and for being my base camp. I will check in tomorrow sometime, probably from Neil's Gap. Maybe I'll try to get some shots from the trail. But, yep. All right. I think that's it. Goody bong, Charlotte, Patty. Talk to you later. Bye.